welcome to Candid with Kim. My name is Joy Kim and I'm honored to be with a strong, beautiful, intelligent and inspirational to many. I mean, this girl is just on fire. I guess that's why they call her Fyah Mummah. Help me welcome Njambi Koikai. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, thank you. Those words were too many to describe me, but thank you.
You're definitely on fire.
Thank you. I try.
Yeah.
I try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for accepting the invitation to this show. It means a lot, and I know we're going to educate so many people, and many people are going to be inspired from your stories.
I'm sorry, I took long to reply, but I mean, in due time I was able to reply, and yeah.
Yeah, and I thank God for this opportunity that we're now here with you. Yeah. So who is Njambi Koikai?
Wow, that's a very hard question because I'm still trying to figure out who Njambi is. But Njambi is a woman of many talents, a woman of many gifts, and a woman who's constantly growing, you know, constantly growing, constantly learning. And in this journey called life, constantly trotting.
Yeah.
I'm a lover of life. Love of my family, just lover of love, then just kindness and humility, just and being a woman of virtue. That's who I am. That's all I can say I am.
Yeah.
But
I think I know the humble part because I'm just Joy Kim and she's Njambi, and she actually replied to a Facebook inbox.
No. I check my Facebook regularly, you know.
Okay.
I check my social media regularly because I think if it's mine, if it's my page, then and these are my friends and you know, and my family, then I should be able to talk to, you know, all the people trying to get in touch with me. But sometimes it gets hard because I don't have the time, or I'm held up doing something, or I'm sick or something. But I try, and sometimes I see and I plan to reply, but I do my best to reply. Yeah.
Do you know why I say you're a girl who's on fire?
Why?
You in the media industry, yeah?
Yeah.
You're into music.
Yes.
You done your first, second, and now you're doing your third degree in USIU. Like, how do you manage all that?
How do I manage that? By the way, it's God, and I'm part crazy. I'm not normal.
Okay.
That I know. I'm abnormal, which is cool.
Like
so,
Mathare abnormal, crazy.
Yeah, to some point.
Okay, so
yeah, ish. But I like to challenge myself, and I like to see where my potential is. I like to get to where it is and surpass it and go further and go and go and go.
Yeah.
But most importantly, as much as I have all these ambitions, is my grandmother's wishes. My grandmother always wished that I would complete my education at USIU because I'd started and stopped in the middle because of so many reasons. And she always nudged me and told me, Njambi, you have to finish. You really have to finish, and I want you to finish. My grandmother loved education. She was never educated. She didn't speak a word in English. Her Kiswahili was broken, you know, but she loved education, and that's why she sacrificed her life for all of us to go to school. My mother, and then my mother educated us. And so, if not for me, then I do it for her. I do it for my grandma and my mother. Yeah, and my sister too, because my sister is also the geek of the family.
Yeah, what does she do?
My sister does cancer research, and right now she's involved in Parkinson's disease research.
Oh, okay.
Some crazy things, pharmaceutical things, medicine, those things. I don't know, but yeah.
What was your first degree?
My first degree was in communications and community development from DESTA, and then I did French, and then I did international relations and French at USIU.
Okay.
Yeah, I love French.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Comment ça va?
Ça va bien, toi? Et vous? I can say toi. Et toi?
Ça va bien, merci.
Comment tu t'appelles?
Je m'appelle... Je m'appelle Joie Wambui Kimani. Yeah.
Joie Wambui Kimani.
Yeah.
You don't say Kimani. In French, you say Kimani.
Kimani.
Kimani. You speak it through your nasal. Like, Kimani.
Kimani.
Kimani. Yeah.
Okay, so you're the only female reggae MC in Kenya.
Yeah.
you sing
Yeah.
reggae.
Yeah.
You have a reggae company, like a sound system company. Like, tell us about your reggae music and company.
I haven't really branched out into the music yet. I'm just writing. I've just been writing and, you know, performing with the band yet. I will soon, you know, launch my musical career very soon. But
we're all waiting for that.
yeah, I know. I've been writing, oh gosh, and I've been performing and people are enjoying it and I'm happy they are and feeling that space where I am because I've been going through a very sad and very emotional phase. So I'm writing very sad songs. But I've always done music ever since I was a child. When I was in primary school, I learned how to play the piano. We had the guitar at home, but it was always played. And my mom also sang.
Okay. So you got it from your mama?
I got it from my mama, true. My grandmother also sang.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So I remember growing up to songs, some Italian songs that we played a lot. My musical influences are crazy. Well, grew up listening to reggae, rumba, a lot of classical as well.
Yeah.
We had family members who wrote symphonies for Luciano Pavarotti. So it was music.
Yeah.
We're very musical and also very geeky family. So for me, reggae was just natural. It was just, I just found myself, you know, into it. And it's music I grew up listening to, music I love, music that's touched my life. And naturally.
And you also ventured into it as an entrepreneur.
As an entrepreneur, yeah. Because I decided, you know what, it's my life. I've tried to think about anything else I can do. There's really nothing I can do better than reggae. Though I know people have said that, you know, if you do this, you do it well. But I love it. And I'm myself. So I decided to start an entertainment company. It's called Street Empire Entertainment Company. We do sound, stage and lighting. That's the equipment department of the company. But there's also the DJing part and the musical brand aspect of it. And basically we fuse that into one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you recently shared like really sad stories and information about your life.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Well, I felt at a point that I felt that I needed to share my stories and I needed people to hear, because I know there's so many people who are undergoing the challenges that I'm undergoing, even worse. And I just needed to give hope to people and to tell them, you know what, it's not the end of the world. We can conquer the pain, we can overcome. So that's when I shared about my condition with endometriosis. And so many people reached out. It was crazy. It was overwhelming how many women are suffering in silence in this country, and they don't know what to do, they don't know where to go, they don't know how they can manage it. And so I slowly started sharing information about it and talking about what it is, you know, how you can manage it and, you know, how you can deal with it.
So like when people hear endometriosis, they'll just Google and you'll find like painful periods.
Yeah.
Tell us, is it just painful periods?
No, it's more than that. And what I'd like to say is that painful periods are not normal periods. If you have a painful period, you need to get checked. You know, you really need to get checked. Endometriosis are lesions or cells that grow in the uterus, but in some cases they move out of the uterus and move to the fallopian tubes or ovaries, and sometimes in extreme cases like my case, move into my, in my case, they moved into my diaphragm, punctured my diaphragm, and then punctured my lungs. And then that caused my lungs to collapse 4 times. And I've undergone 4 surgeries.
4 times?
Yes, within a span of 5 months. I underwent 4 surgeries, yes.
Within 5 months?
Yes. But during that time, I was on a certain TV show and I was fundraising for my grandma. And then there was this girl, she was watching and she got in touch with me. And she asked me about the condition. And she asked me if the correlation between the lung collapses and my menses, and I said it almost happens at the same time.
Yeah.
So she told me she's had 10 lung collapses. So she referred me to her doctor, Dr. Patel at Aga Khan. And he's at Doctor's Plaza first floor, and he's a gynecologist who diagnosed me with endometriosis, very severe endometriosis, pelvic endometriosis. So at the time, I was supposed to do a laparoscopy, another surgery. It's a pinhole surgery, but I couldn't do it because my lungs had collapsed again. So I needed to do the surgery first and then go for the laparoscopy. But at the time, I ran out of medical cover, plus we're dealing with my grandmother's cancer, and then it was just too crazy. And then sadly, she passed away. Yeah. So I was not able to do the laparoscopy, but I was happy that I didn't do it, because I was just, first of all, I couldn't do it. I was underweight. I'd just come out of this, this crazy period that we're going through. It stretched us out mentally, physically, emotionally.
And also financially.
And also
because
financially.
Cancer is one of the most expensive diseases to treat and to control.
Yeah, it's crazy. Even worse was for my mom. I look at her and I'm like, whoa, you're really the woman of strength. Because you can imagine, she was taking care of Mami, of Shosho, and she was taking care of me.
So the daughter and the mother.
And the mother. My mom was just torn. But I really thank God for her. She was there for us. So the laparoscopy is supposed to at least reduce the pain, but sometimes it doesn't. And then I was not ready for hormonal therapy, because hormonal therapy is basically menopause induced menopause.
How old are you?
I'm in my 30s.
Early 30s?
Yeah.
Like you're 30?
Yeah, I'm 30.
So you're going to, hormonal therapy will make you have hormones of a 45-year-old woman at 30.
Just to reduce the estrogen levels, definitely, so that you can, sometimes you don't experience your periods of how long. It's crazy. The stories I've had are just out of this world. I was like, hormonal therapy, hell no.
Yeah.
I ain't doing you, no. I don't wake up with hot flashes.
Yeah.
No, I'm not ready for that.
You're still young and you have a long way to go.
No, I just came out of 4 lung collapses. I am not going through another string of madness. So, and just the side effects of hormonal therapy also are not too good. So, but you're put on on the therapy for a while until when you want to give birth, and then they can get you off it, and then Yeah, so I wasn't going to do it.
Yeah.
But then I had to learn ways of managing the disease and how I can manage the pain. Even
before you managed it, do you know what caused it? Do you know the causes of endometriosis?
Sometimes it's genetic. It's very genetic. Like in my case, my grandmother had it, my mother had it, but they never knew they had it. They just used to have extremely painful periods, but they never knew what was going on. But in my case, was now very severe, to a point where my lungs are collapsing. So that's how I had to learn how to manage it.
Are there other causes of this disease?
Yeah, sometimes even the food we eat, like if you have food that's high in estrogen levels, that contributes to high estrogen levels, then you can easily get it. And considering that we're so much into junk and all these things, we're at risk of getting all these crazy diseases.
So it's basically a hormonal imbalance that suppresses the functions of your cells.
Yeah.
And
so the hormonal imbalance basically is unmanageable at some point. And once it gets to that point, that's when you start having all this crazy pain. You're moody, you're crazy, because it's crazy. I mean, these cells sometimes move to other organs of your body, like I said. There's a girl, I remember when I was in Daystar, these cells used to move to her brain. And when she was on her menses, she'd lose her mind. She'd go mental, People would make fun of her. We didn't know what the problem was. That every month she had to be on medication because it was crazy. So it's crazy. I mean, and there's no cure for it. So it's management. So the management I've learned about is diet. That means that you have to be vegetarian.
So managing this condition has to make you change your lifestyle completely.
Totally.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you manage yours?
Just diet. No inflammatory foods, animal products, none.
Yeah.
No lactose, no gluten, and just watching what I eat and trying to learn what food is my medicine.
Yeah.
It's not just about food anymore.
Yeah.
It's what food is in my medicine. But I miss cake. I really do miss cake. I mean, I have such a sweet tooth. I miss my sweets. I miss chocolate. Yeah, sometimes I cheat.
Can you like have cake or sweets?
Gluten-free cake.
Cheat days.
I cheat days, then I die. Yeah, I cheat days, then I die of pain by myself.
Yeah, so you have to be strict and
yeah,
disciplined.
but sometimes I'm like, you know what? Let me just eat. Uchungu kikuja nitajipanga too, but the pain is just too much. So when I think of the pain, I'm like, nah, it's not worth it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I recently had gluten-free cake. My friend baked it for me. It was really good. I loved it. It was good.
Yeah.
I didn't react, so I think I can have gluten-free cake.
Okay.
I do the smoothies, I do the juices, salads, you know, brown foods, ugalia brown, murenda.
Rice brown.
Yes, brown chapati. I do murenda managu, the rokos. There's some other wild mbogas.
Terere.
No. Some mbogas that grow on the fence. They grow on our fence. We normally eat them. They're called mavake. Mavake? Yeah, he knows them. And they're good. They're really good. And at least those ones, you know, those are not GMO.
Yeah.
Those are in a grow
natural.
too. Yeah, but make sure no one is peeing on that fence. So just, they're good. They're very good.
Yeah.
So I have that with brown ugali. I have brown chapo with dengu.
Yeah.
I have gashes, ndomas, avocados, and cabbages. Just the usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, do you have like another form of controlling this disease, like painkillers or injections?
Yeah. One thing I'd like to say about endometriosis is that as you grow, sometimes it takes, before it's diagnosed, it takes 7 to about 10 years for it to be diagnosed. Because sometimes, you know, you go to doctors, they're telling you it's just a period pain, take this.
Yeah.
Or for most women, it's taken about a decade for it to be diagnosed. So what happens is most of these women become self-doctors. They start self-medicating. You know, you start mixing drugs so that it can stop the pain.
Yeah.
And that's what I've done for many years, you know. Mixing all sorts of drugs and heavy drugs that were even starting to take a toll on my health as well.
Yeah.
So when the pain comes, of course, there are painkillers, and sometimes you can get injections at the hospital. But the side effects, and like I said, endometriosis is very special to each individual. So the side effects vary. Sometimes I could take drugs and my hands turn blue-black, you know. The girls whose, you know, their bodies just turn blue-black or...
They're reacting differently.
Yeah, and the pain is crazy. Yeah.
That's so sad. And
but the doctors need to stop telling us that pregnancy is the cure. Pregnancy is not a cure.
Yeah.
A baby is not a pill.
No.
No. A baby is not a pill.
Is not a surgery.
No, a baby is not a surgery.
Yeah.
And it's just a myth. It's just a myth because there's so many people who've had children and still have endometriosis. And there's many women who've had children who did not have endometriosis before, but now have endometriosis, you know. So it's something that the doctors and the researchers need to work on, because if they don't, then we're in a serious crisis.